This is an Empty Closet Radio podcast. Get more at facebook.com/emptyclosetradio.
So camp.
Stop laughing at me. It's not even funny.
Yes, it is.
Hi, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Sam.
And this is The Empty Closet.
The show for everyone, whether you're in the closet
Or out and proud.
or somewhere in between.
101.9 Coast FM, you're in The Empty Closet with Andrew and Sam. Coming up on today's show, Sam, we have a very, very special guest with us. We've actually come all the way into town, into Draper Street, to the QuaC offices to meet a brand new QuaC person, Ben. And Ben, we're going to be hearing all about Ben's secret life later in the show.
You're making it sound more sordid than I think it is. But we are very excited. Now, look, if you do want to catch up on any of our past episodes, or if you just want to check us out, you can look us up on social media, the big blue book of faces. Look for Empty Closet Radio, hit the like button. You can look for us on the blue Tweety Bird at emptycloset_AU, all lowercase, or you can look for us on your favourite podcasting app. So just search for Empty Closet Radio and hit the subscribe button.
You're on 101.9 Coast FM in The Empty Closet.
I woke up with a fear this morning, but I can taste you on the tip of my tongue.
Empty Closet Radio. Listen to us using your TuneIn radio app on your smartphone. Very smart.
Yeah, you know, your songs got me feeling like I'm
101.9 Coast FM, you're in The Empty Closet with Andrew and Sam, and joining us in the closet is Ben Dawson. You're the new QuaC person. Yes, welcome to the closet. You're the new person here at QuaC, and many people may have even seen your face around the place because I know you went to the out party the other day. Welcome to our small community radio show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here. Thanks to you and Sam. It's really fun. Well, actually, you came down to my office in Draper Street, but, you know.
That's right. We're making it a tiny little bit more fabulous by being here.
Yeah, that's right. It's really great to be. But anyway, what would you like to know?
So I guess probably what a lot of people are thinking is like, who is this Ben character? Where has he come from? I heard that you've come from the Northern Territory. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. All the way from big sunny Darwin. It's like about, 2-hour flight away, but North Australia, so I'm used to the weather.
This is totally the first time I've ever heard anyone say that Darwin's big.
Yeah, but you're a giant city boy. You're the sort of person who goes, Cairns is a small town because you came from Melbourne.
In my defence, I call the inner city of Melbourne a town as well. But you did were you doing community stuff up there? What sort of stuff were you doing?
Yeah, so I lived there for about 4 years. I was working for the NT government, and I did a lot of community development work when I had my roles there. So when QuaC put out an expression of interest for a community development health promotion officer, I thought, well, why not put my skills to the test over in Cairns? Because we've always wanted to end up in Cairns, my partner and I. So was lucky to get selected, I suppose. And I feel really blessed that I can do more for the LGBTI community too.
Well, we are super excited to have you. We do want to get to know you a little bit more. So we've got some just some fun questions. Don't take them too seriously, but we want to get to know you properly. So, I found some fun questions. I'm interested to know the answers, and I haven't told Ben any of the questions, so it's all very spur of the moment. At which store would you like to max out your credit card?
Myers, obviously, because there's no Myers in Darwin.
Oh, goodness me.
I was going to bet that yours was here, to be honest.
Maybe. Which storybook or cartoon character turns you on the most?
Turns me on. Are we talking about sexy manga here, or no? Just do you know what? My favourite cartoon character is SpongeBob SquarePants. Just letting you know.
Oh my God. I have another friend who really, really loves SpongeBob, but the rules of physics do not apply in SpongeBob SquarePants. The world of Bikini Bottom is definitely not in the real world.
No, it's not at all. It's what is the sponge doing? And then sometimes they'll drink water underwater. I don't get it, but that's fine.
They do have David Hasselhoff, don't forget.
Do they? Wait.
Yeah.
Which character does he voice?
No, literally, sometimes they're above the water and there's David Hasselhoff, as David Hasselhoff in live. He's not animated.
Oh my god. Okay, well I'll have to check that episode out. What was your favourite TV show when you were growing up?
Probably Cat Dog, because I love animals.
Cat Dog. That's like where one end was a cat and one end was not, right?
Yeah, that's right. One end's a cat, one end's a dog, but you don't think about the physics again. It's just about animals and craziness and whatever. So, yeah.
If you had to name a movie title for your life story.
Ben and the Restless.
How old is the oldest pair of shoes in your closet?
Oh my god, I buy heaps at once. How old? I'm trying to think. I actually think 2 years old, the shoes I'm wearing now.
Oh my god, that's a really good record. I reckon if I had to answer these, Sam, like my oldest pair of shoes is like years and years. I would be like 10 years old, I reckon.
Yeah, but, you know, sometimes that just means they're the special pair of shoes you don't wear often, and sometimes it means that you're a bogan and you never replace your shoes. Like, it doesn't really specify.
What is the nerdiest thing you do in your spare time?
Nerdiest thing is I have an app on my phone that I use to look at the night sky and look at all the names of the stars. How nerdy is that?
I love it. Well, you'll be able to see heaps of stars up here. Goodness, there's more than I could see in Melbourne. What, if anything, have you re-gifted?
Hopefully none of my relatives are listening to this. My mum once bought me a clock, right, and it was pink and it had 2 poodles on it, and she obviously got it as a joke present. I don't know if she's being serious or not, but I re-gifted it to my mother-in-law. Is that bad?
I don't know. They're never going to find out about it. I don't know.
It's more the thing of if you gift it back to the same person, that's the problem. Like, but if you gift it onto someone that they're not going to see that thing, it doesn't matter.
Have you ever accepted a dare that you've later then regretted?
Yeah, but that probably, like, you know, what happens in high school stays in high school. I think it was about kissing a woman, actually, when I was about 17. Oh, sorry, a girlfriend, yeah.
Oh, not being true to yourself, my goodness. Now, for the most important question, because we are running out of time for this, but which way does your toilet paper hang on the wall, over or under?
It hangs over, and that's only because my grandma taught me to do that. But it really stuffs up with me when people change the brand of toilet paper. Like, once my mum actually got poo emoji toilet paper, and that really fucked with me. But
it's really not the best, is it, when you've already got, like, the symbols on there, isn't it?
I was going to say, did you know that according to the patent for toilet paper, over is the correct way to hang it? It's actually specified.
Yes, I've been right all of these years.
You're on 101.9 Coast FM. You're in the Empty Closet with Andrew and Sam.
Empty Closet Radio. Like us on Facebook.
Something more than life could show us.
Coast FM, you're in the Empty Closet with Andrew and Sam. Now, joining us in the closet is Ben Dawson, who is the new person at QuaC. Do you have an official title? I probably should have written that down.
yeah, the official title, it's actually kind of really long, and so people, I generally tend to shorten it, but it's Health Promotion and Community Development Officer, but HPO or Health Promotion Officer is normally what's used.
Sweet. Well, health promotion. Awesome. We found out a bit earlier that you, obviously from the Northern Territory, and you told us during the break that you grew up in Alice Springs. What was that like, growing up in a, like, what I presume to be, like, seriously remote place?
Yeah, well, it's pretty much in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's in the centre of Australia. My dad used to make the joke that it's in the same proximity as all the beaches at the same time. So even though you're actually not near any beach, it's a funny place because it's got a population of about 30,000, give or take. And you make a really great network of friends that are long term. It's funny though how when I went to school, you had a lot of kids from many different cultural backgrounds, mostly Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander, and it just wasn't. I think kids have a lot of unconditional love to give, but also at the same time there was a lot of bullying that went on. So because I was different, I was picked on, but I think I learned how to overcome that. And there was a lot of people that, like, you might you might think that there's a lot of closed-minded people, but because the town's so transient and people come in and out of major cities, there's like a lot of really open, accepting families as well. So you could say that it was tough in some aspects, but there was actually a lot of loving, supporting people in Alice. Yeah.
And you mentioned before about like you were kind of like picked on a little bit at school for being different. Do you mean like being different for your sexuality or like for something else?
Yeah, so sexuality, because ever since I was little, I was trying on, little girls' dresses and that sort of thing. Mum's got photos that are just, make me turn red when she brings them out. But because I was a little bit more feminine, or I like playing with dolls or that sort of thing, kids can be cruel. They pick on you, they call you names. I always sort of thought I was different, but I found a really good group of friends that we just nerd out and have a really good time being kids. So you can overcome it, and with the right support from teachers and parents, kids can have a great life, no matter if you're being picked on for being different sexual orientation wise, race wise, or what have you, with the different discriminations that go on.
Yeah, and do you think that growing up in such a remote community, which is obviously very remote but very close-knit, do you think that influenced or informed your process of coming out to yourself?
It probably in the way that you don't have like a lot of families or role models that are gay. So in that sense, I didn't really know if it was normal growing up, and especially in your adolescent, your teenage years, you get confused about thoughts and feelings, and it's not until I was really lucky my parents supported me, and they just said it's normal, it's completely fine, and you've actually got a gay godfather, and he came and visited me and sort of went through some things, and that just was a real turning point as a young teenager, that just someone to sit down and say, it's okay, it's normal, you can be attracted to whoever you like and we'll still love you. Even though the town had an element of, there's people into racing and all of those real, gruff sort of manly things, that people just sort of accepted me, even though I was pretty much the real small minority, especially as a young teenager.
Do you think that being in such a small community really increased your visibility? I think that if I was in such a tiny community where everybody knew each other, it would make it that much more difficult, because you would just be thinking, oh my God, everybody's going to know about this.
Yeah, it was really daunting. There was a lot of sort of pressure, because that's right, everyone knew everything about everyone. So as soon as it became a thing where you said, I'm happy to tell everyone who I am, then I had to be ready for all of those people to tell all of their friends, and then you might be at risk of people targeting you, but it didn't matter because I had such a strong network of friends. And in the end, I think people don't like seeing bullying in the schoolyard, even though some people might try it on and that sort of thing. But I mean, it was really nice to have a small community, because now that I'm older, I've got heaps of friends that I catch up with on Facebook, or that you might run into in the street if they're visiting Cairns or Darwin, and they actually really want to be friends with you because they remember the good times about those really primary years and high school years. Yeah.
You're on 101.9 Coast FM. You're in the Empty Closet with Andrew and Sam, and joining us in the closet today is Ben Dawson, who is the new Health Promotion Officer at QuaC here in Cairns.
Something in the water so deep, swimming around my mind, taking up my time.
Empty Closet Radio, because no one else wants to be stuck in the closet. God.
You're in the Empty Closet with Andrew and Sam. Joining us in the closet is Ben from QuaC. The lovely Ben from QuaC, I should say. He's been very kind and shared his space with us and is sharing his stories with us. Now, Ben, I hear that you've been very, very active just lately in putting together a few community meetings. How have they gone?
Yeah, really interesting actually. I did one in July, so it was pretty much a way for me to get to know a lot of people at once, but also to bring people together and for them to tell me what do they want to see QuaC do in the North Queensland community. So that was really good because we came up with a bunch of strengths and weaknesses about QuaC and what opportunities going forward it might have. And the one, we actually did a community meeting yesterday afternoon, which you were there as well actually, and it was really awesome because we got service providers such as places that provide support for LGBTI people. They came and gave a bit of a presentation on what they do, and they actually got to meet some key LGBTI event holders, and they all sort of looked around at each other and said, oh, it's great to put a face to the name, it's great to meet you, and just, you know, break down that barrier and really get to know one another as well about what's coming up in the community. So it was really good for me to learn more about those local sort of drivers as well.
It's such a good initiative getting everyone together because I don't think that we do it often enough. There were even people in that room that I didn't know, and I try and get to know as many faces as I can.
I also like to see get-togethers that aren't just the out parties, because those are fantastic, but like it's nice to have a change of scene.
Well, it was very different. There were no disco lights and no disco music, and I was very disappointed when I was wearing my disco outfit. Now, Ben, you're actually here as part of the M2M program. Tell us more. What does that actually mean?
So M2M, that's men who have sex with other men. So it's describing if that man is a trans man or a man that identifies as straight, gay, bi, or just sort of all of those sort of terms that could be used. But they're men who have sex with other men. So my job is primarily to help promote good sexual health for those men. So part of that is, well, for example, at the moment, we know that gonorrhea and syphilis are on the rise. Like there's a huge spike in the regional areas and even in Brisbane and things like that. So we have to come up with ways to try and make people aware of that, make them think about that before they go and hook up, or if they might be out on a Friday night. So we've actually got amazing volunteers that put together little condom packs that have information about if they want to tell their sexual partner that if they have an STI, just go to this website. You can do it anonymously. Or what do I do if the condom breaks? Well, you can actually go into your nearest sexual health clinic, get tested, and they can even treat you as quickly as they can. And the team at Cairns Sexual Health is incredible with how they support everyone that visits them. So yeah, that's my role, is to try and just get people thinking about their sexual health, but most importantly, men who have sex with other men, because there's a huge sort of tourism move through Cairns. So there's a lot of people that, you know, meet and they might not be thinking about their sexual health when they try and hook up with a new guy or whatever. So yeah.
We all know that when we're on holidays, we get a little bit lax potentially compared to what we may have been at home. And these sorts of things do happen. So, you know, like if you're traveling through, you can still access the Cairns Sexual Health Service and still have access to all of those great treatments and the screening programs that they run. Are there other things that QuaC also does? I've heard about some other programs.
Oh yeah, so we've got the Two Spirits program here as well. So I shouldn't forget that, because our wonderful Nikki, she supports Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples that might be facing sexual health dilemmas or other health issues. So she also travels to Indigenous communities and does outreach to those people as well. Actually, today she's in Yarrabah meeting a few different community leaders and stuff. So we also run the Gay Man's Periodic Survey, which is done Australia-wide, and that runs out of the Kirby Institute and University of New South Wales. And up in North Queensland here, it's my job to work with a team of recruiters that try and get as many men who have sex with other men to fill out the survey, so that that information can be fed. It's really critical information fed back to the university, which they then publish, and a lot of direction in sexual health in Australia is actually drawn from that data. So it happens once a year. It's actually happening through the months of September, and then also for Pride Week in October.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to get you back on later on to tell us more about that closer to the time, and how people can participate, because it is quite important. You're on 101.9 Coast FM. You're in the Empty Closet with Andrew and Sam and Ben.
It's 5 a.m. and I'm on the radio. I'm supposed to call you, but I don't know what to say at all.
Empty Closet Radio, facebook.com/Empty Closet Radio.
101.9 Coast FM. You're in the Empty Closet with Andrew and Sam, and joining us in the closet is Ben Dawson, who is the new all-doing health promotion person for QuaC. And I say all-doing because there's a number of things that have suddenly sparked to life since you have joined QuaC, and one of those things is a new magazine, which is kind of a rebirth of an old one. Tell us more about that.
Geez, spark to life. You make me sound like I'm an electrician or something. Just it's crazy. Well, thanks for saying that. Yeah. When I got here to the QuaC office, I found that there's a magazine that used to be published, the Culture magazine. It stopped being published. I think a lot of people sort of think that a lot of media is now just on social media, online email, and on websites, but there's still a lot of members out here that really want to see like physical hard copy of something. So I worked together with a few people, and they helped me put together the first issue of the little Culture magazine that we have. It's always going to be free of charge. Anybody that wants to put any information in, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as you think it's beneficial to our community, then just give me a call or an email or drop in, and I'll put it in there. And it'll always be free of charge if you want to put anything in. And it's really important because it's sort of an integral way to keep the community connected in some way, like get monthly updates from different people that might be interested and that want to spread the word about what's coming up or their story.
I think it's really great. I was reading through the first edition, and one of the things that I really loved is that there's like a poem in there that one of the people from our community has written, and I was reading through it and I was like, this is so lovely because it's like a lost art form that now has a new stage to be shown on. So I like kudos to you for including that. But also, are you looking for more things like that? Like if people are authors or artists or that sort of thing, how do they kind of get in touch to contribute to the magazine?
Yeah, that's right. So we really want all content from the community for the LGBTI readership in North Queensland. Get in touch with me. You can either give me a call, 40415451, or email me at bdawson@quac.org.au, and anything you want to put in there at all. I'm encouraging all art forms, so yeah, poems, stories, any sort of narrative or posters or anything you want to put in, then just feel free to get in touch. And I just want to grow it so that the community can own their own newsletter again.
Well, I'm going to be working on my interpretive dance moves to send to you for the magazine.
I'll be photographing that so that it can be published.
No, we should turn it into a little comic. Oh, that's what we need in the magazine. We need someone out there who can draw to do like a little bit of a comic each time that it gets published. Just something fun, like, a 3-frame joke or something. That would be fun.
Yes, that sounds awesome. It's like Condom Man, like that old comic that they used to do at QuaC.
Yeah. Well, he still is on posters. I've seen Condom Man on posters in the Sexual Health Centre. And there's also another one. There's like the woman superhero as well, but I can't remember her name.
Yeah, it's Lubarella. I used to think it was Lubalicious, but I get confused between those two anyway.
It's all much the same. So it's Condom Man, Lube Lady.
Yeah, Lube Lady's a good one, actually. We'll do a comic book. It's going to be Andrew and Lube Lady. What do you think?
I don't know. That sounds like the kind of comic I couldn't show my mum.
No, it'll be Andrew and Lube Lad if we're going to be,
Yes, Lube Lad. I'd be up for that. Yep, that'd be great.
Yeah, Lube Lad sounds like it's right up your alley, actually. I like that one.
Literally.
You're on 101.9 Coast FM. You're in the empty closet with Andrew and Sam and Ben.
Empty Closet Radio, because no one wants to be stuck in the closet.
Oh, I want something just like this.
101.9 Coast FM. You're in the empty closet with Andrew and Sam. And joining us in the studio is Ben Dawson, who is your new contact person for the QuaC M2M program. Or, you know, just like anything to do with QuaC, feel free to drop by the Draper Street office. Now, there is another program that you've got a little bit to do with. Is it called? It's something to do with prep. It's like the Come Prepped program, is that right?
Yeah, so it's like a play on words, Come Prepped. So the website is comeprepped.info, and we promote this in partnership with Cairns Sexual Health Service. So a lot of people might not be aware, but there is a medication called pre-exposure prophylaxis, and shortens it to PrEP. So that is actually being trialled in Queensland. That's being actually driven from our Cairns Sexual Health Service office for the whole of Queensland. And the government has put a trial of up to 2,000 people to be on this medication. It's actually free of charge to the person on the trial, and I think there's only a few hundred spaces left. So it's a prevention sort of medication. So a person that takes it is, at this stage, you could say 99% completely risk-free of contracting HIV. And so we here at QuaC have a campaign. The message is it's always better to come prepped when you are hooking up with your sexual partner. If you meet a guy out on the town, just make sure that you go to your sexual health service and ask them all about that if you think that that's for you.
There are so many spelling errors in the title. Unbelievable.
But we've talked about Prepped a little bit on the show before, haven't we, Andrew?
Yeah, we have. I'm on it.
Yeah, we've had personal stories from Andrew and his pill regime, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Pill regime? You make it sound like I've got like one of those little Webster pack things in my bathroom waiting to be like, oh, this one's for Tuesday lunchtime, this one's for Tuesday dinner. No, it's not anything like that. It's like one tablet a day. It's so not a big deal. And it means that then well, this is the way that I look at it, is I remove the decision for practicing safe sex away from the moment when perhaps that's the last thing on my mind. So I find it really beneficial to be on the PrEP program, and it's super easy to get onto. Like it only took like, I don't know, maybe like half an hour down at the health centre. Really easy.
Yeah, it is really easy. And the way I look at it is probably a way that you could look at it historically as a gay man, that gay men have been given back the freedom to their body and their sexual health. So so a lot of people say, oh, you might be more promiscuous if you're on it. Well, to me, it's saying to yourself, I'm protecting myself with this medication. I know that I'm safe and I'm taking responsibility. So in a way, it's sort of a huge step in the right direction for for gay men in their sexual life.
I do think, though, as well, it's like an extra layer of protection, because it's you know, it's an amazing thing, but it is specific to HIV. But if you're using barrier methods, if you're using condoms and a condom breaks, you don't have that automatic panic of like, you know, what do we do now? There's no protection. You've still got another layer, and I think that's a real positive.
Yeah, but then I suppose on the flip side of that, the argument is, well, if you're not using barrier protection, there's a whole bunch of other infections that could be passed on, and we talked a little bit earlier about like syphilis and gonorrhea are waiting in the wings on the rise. They're just around the corner, Sam. Don't worry, just around the corner.
It's not a substitute for barrier methods. It's different, and they complement each other.
It does protect you against different things. But do you think that there's a risk that like people will start blaming PrEP, the medication that you take to prevent you from getting HIV, for like maybe an increased prevalence in other infections?
I would say that you always need to be ready for sex. So you need to always think do I want to get syphilis or gonorrhea? They're not fun to get. So no, I wouldn't say that it increases that. I mean, let me ask you this. When the contraceptive pill came out, did women all of a sudden go and have sex with 200 men a day? Did it increase their promiscuity?
To my knowledge, no. Sam would know more about it than me.
No, it didn't, but it did raise STI rates. So it's not that it's going to make you have sex with men you didn't already want to have sex with, but it maybe would make you a bit more blasé about your barrier use. That's the potential thinking about point. That's the bit you need to think about ahead of time, Andrew. Buy them ahead of time. Have them in your pocket. You'll be fine.
More blasé. Sam, please.
And we have heaps of free condoms here, Andrew. You could take some if you like. They've got awesome little pictures on them and stuff if you want.
All right, I'm done with this lecture. 101.9 Coast FM, you're in the empty closet with Andrew and Sam.
Empty Closet Radio, 9 p.m. Tuesdays, 101.9 Coast FM.
101.9 Coast FM, you're in the empty closet with Andrew and Sam, and joining us in the closet is Ben, who is the new all-singing, all-dancing QuaC person. No, he doesn't really sing and dance. He just does a lot of other stuff in the community. Now, we were just speaking a bit about some of the programs that you run and that sort of thing. I'm done with that. I'm tired. You told us about some other exciting thing. What week is it this week, Ben?
It's Oral Health Week. How cool is that? Get excited. Get flossing, all that stuff.
Yeah, so this all came about because I was like, oh, I have to go to the dentist to get a crown put on. Now, as you might remember, Sam, this dentist that I went to, he was really hard to get an appointment with for like 2 months. It was crazy. I didn't know what was happening. And I finally got an appointment with him, and I went in, and he takes one look at me, and he's like, I'm really sorry, I've been hard to pin down. And I'm like, oh, that's fine. I didn't want to come anyway. And he goes, I've been off doing a training course. And you know what my reaction to that was? Oh, great, you're going to be able to clean my teeth better. You'll be able to fill my fillings better. Like, you know, good. Extra training is always good. But no, it was training in how to do Botox. And then he said, you know what? I think we can do something about those little crow's feet that you have just at the side. To which I was like, shut up. I'm getting in the chair. I'm opening my mouth and you're just looking at my teeth. No more crow's feet. So what a fitting time to be revisiting this dentist to get some actual major dental work done. They're like removing the top of one of my teeth and like replacing it with a crown. Not a tiara crown, but like, you know, a new top of the tooth.
Yes, I know what a tooth crown is, but the look on your face said that it was magical. But Ben actually has some good tips that we need to talk about.
Yeah, so I know at the AIDS Council I need to be responsible and tell everybody about how to brush their teeth and have good oral hygiene. Brush your teeth twice daily with fluoride toothpaste. I actually had to have porcelain veneers put on my teeth once because the fluoride made them go orange in Alice Springs. But anyway, won't go there.
Are you sure that wasn't just like the bore water that they were all using to brush them?
No, it wasn't. It was something else. Conspiracy theory coming on here. But, you know, use floss at least once a day.
I learned something about flossing the other day. This is from the dentist. No. So this is from the Botox dentist. He was like, I want you to floss more. And I was like, yeah, I know. I just always forget. And he's like, you know what you don't forget? You don't forget to brush. So what you should do is floss before you brush instead of flossing after you brush. And then you don't forget to do it.
You're meant to floss before you brush. Like, that's the proper order of doing stuff.
Well, but everybody always says, like, brush and floss. So you can see why I was thinking I had to do it after.
This is true, and you also brush your gum line more than your teeth because the gums, you need to keep your gums healthy as well, not just your teeth.
Now, in all seriousness, can I say one thing? There's two more here, sorry. There's eat healthy and reduce sugary drinks. That's a big one. But also visit the dentist for checkups. But when it comes to brushing teeth, this is actually one of those things that's like, is it a sexual myth or not? But it's not a myth. Make sure if you're having oral sex that you don't brush your teeth before or after, at least for 2 hours before or after, because you can actually...
2 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours. So, like, you just make sure that you don't...
It's because of the softening the tooth enamel, isn't it? Because it's the same as if you're brushing your teeth too soon after eating. You can do damage.
But wait, what are the risks? Because you know what? I would say that I brush my teeth like maybe even 15 minutes beforehand.
No, well, don't do it. I know for me, I would chuck in a breath mint if I'm going on a date or something like that. But, just make sure you don't do it, because there is actually research that shows that you can actually get an STD or an STI through the little tiny micro cuts on your gums if you're brushing your teeth and then having oral sex, if that makes sense.
Oh my God, it's so scary.
It's also relating to this is part of why you need to floss, Andrew, because floss reduces gingivitis, which is when you have swollen, inflamed gums. They're prone to breaking. That's why some people, you get your bleeding when you floss or when you brush. That also is a direct entry into your bloodstream. So if you've got unhealthy gums and you're having oral sex, that's a vulnerable route of transmission.
But what if you spit and don't swallow, Sam?
Doesn't matter, Andrew. It's still been exposed.
Damn it. Everybody's ganging up on me today.
Floss.
I'll have to floss more.
I just want to say good luck during your crowning next week. It's going to be incredible. Do you want me to come and deliver some flowers for you?
I don't even know whether I'm going to be able... it's like a 3-hour appointment to get it done. I don't know what they're going to do. Like, I'm going to have to be there with my mouth open for 3 hours while they're poking around in there.
They do brace it. Like, you're not expected to just keep it open. There's like a little torture device.
So they basically put like a woodchuck, like a giant door stop inside your mouth.
More like a ring gag so that they can still get in.
Oh God, this is getting even worse. I'm thinking maybe I can reschedule my appointment. I don't know. You're on 101.9 Coast FM. You're in the Empty Closet with Andrew and Sam and Ben.
Empty Closet Radio. Follow us on Twitter.
You're on 101.9 Coast FM. You're in the Empty Closet with Andrew and Sam. Just want to say quick thanks again. Thank you, Ben, for coming in and talking to us, or for us coming here, whichever way around we did it. Now, if you do want to catch up on the past episodes, or you've just tuned in on your radio now and you're like, oh no, I've missed my favourite radio show, you can look up our podcast. You just look for Empty Closet Radio on your favourite podcasting app. Hit the subscribe button, or you can follow us on social media. You look for the big blue book of faces, Empty Closet Radio, hit the like button, or the blue Tweety bird at emptycloset_AU, all lowercase. You're on 101.9 Coast FM and you're in the Empty Closet.
Blindly running in the dark in my shadow, to those who played the part.
Thanks for listening to The Empty Closet, brought to you by 1019 Coast FM Cairns.